Welcome to TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John, that's my cohort and commentary Ashton, and this is our NXT review. And I gotta tell you guys, I was pretty bored by tonight's NXT. I'll tell you what I really liked, because we'll just so you know, like how bored I was by most of the content. Hit Row continues to be on point, even though they got a vignette tonight, and I really was hoping one of them would compete. I'm waiting to see B-Fab compete. I want to know how she looks in the ring with this gimmick. I liked one of the implications of the $1 Million Face-Off, and that's Cameron Grimes potentially having a babyface run. I think NXT can get a lot of mileage out of that if they played their cards right, but they haven't been doing so well at the table lately, to kind of round out the metaphor, so I doubt it. The Indy Hartwell segment was surprisingly dark, but in a good way. Like, I liked it. I liked how they went with that. Frankie Monet's debut, GYV's promo, and I'd say that's pretty much it, because fuck that main event. So, yeah, really what I'm trying to say is, to me, NXT's the Frankie Monet and Hit Row show. Those are my favorite parts of the show. The Mercedes stuff was intriguing, but I really feel like Tion shot, like, that's just more of a production value than an in-ring thing. But it is cool to see Mercedes in another storyline. But yeah, I was really mad on this NXT. Like, if I had to put a number value to it, I'd say maybe like a 5.5, maybe at most a 6. Yeah, how did you feel about it, though?
I think that my sentiments are best expressed through our first segment, but I would say it's probably about a 6 for me.
Yeah, so you and I are more or less on the same page, although possibly in different ways. But you and I kind of have a similar energy, I think, about this episode.
Like, okay, so if I had to just broad stroke, I think the highlights of the show for me: Frankie Monet, MSK, LDF, Cameron Grimes.
Yeah, LDF's a good one, too. You know, I love LDF. They honestly just slipped my mind, because, like, I just kind of grouped that with, like, the Bronson Reed stuff. But, yeah, that is exciting. And I guess the further implication of that being that Swerve's not going to be getting an NA title shot right away.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll actually build him up, and then maybe you and I could have some hope that he could beat Bronson Reed, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's just get to our first segment, because, man, this NXT. Heat of the night. I'm just going to let you know right now, brother, I don't have any, and that's only because the ones that I would genuinely have, we've already talked about to death, and I know the agreement that you and I made when we started to resume reviews. So, do you have anything that you feel like we haven't explored enough, or just something completely new that you would like to get off your chest?
So, first of all, I don't know if I would even call this a heat of the night. I don't know if it's fair to call it a heat of the night, but we do try and get as much negativity out in this first segment as possible. So even if it's not necessarily a heat of the night, I just have negative shit to say about something, so I'm just going to say it here, use this as my platform. Pete Dunn bores the absolute fuck out of me no matter what he's doing. Even tonight, when he didn't talk at all, it was just a wrestling match. I'm fucking bored. I don't care anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's understandable. Like, the guy, he has a very similar problem to Ciampa, that just, like, he hasn't evolved at all. Like, he's just been the same guy, really, I think, since we've seen him. So, I enjoy him in the ring, so it's not going to be a full cosign, but I'm definitely sympathetic to your, we'll call it a nitpick, or observation. I'm very sympathetic to your observation. So, do continue, sir.
Second one has a silver lining, and that is, fuck LA Knight. The silver lining, though, being, apparently the NXT universe agrees with me, because I literally heard a guy shout, "Nobody wants you here!"
That fan was the real MVP. Honorary high spot immediately goes to that guy, whoever you are.
And the other part of the silver lining is Cameron Grimes' face turn, which is what you kind of mentioned.
Yeah, because again, dude, I wish this was a different era of NXT, because if this was one of their golden eras, I'd honestly believe that we'd see the beginning of Cameron Grimes becoming NXT champion. Yeah. Like, real talk. But I don't think we live in that era anymore, and we haven't for a long time. So I'm just kind of holding my breath.
Maybe in 6 months, he could be the one to unseat Cross, if we're lucky.
Dude, what a fucking story that would be.
Yeah.
What a fucking story that would be. Holy shit.
I don't want to get my hopes up for it. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
That's the other one is just fuck LA Knight. He can just fuck all the way off. And then the third and biggest one, and again, I hate to be repetitive, but I feel like this really needs re-emphasizing after tonight. fuck the ever-loving fuck out of Karrion Kross. Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know if Chad's going to back me up here. The big reason why I hated this main event, and we're just getting it out in the first segment, right? Balor looked weaker and... Wait, no, what were we going to say?
I was going to say, if it means not having to talk about that match in full at the end of this show, I'm more than happy to talk about it now. Fuck that main event.
Yeah, dude, I don't know if Chad will co-sign with me on this, or maybe I'm just projecting because I hate Karrion Kross. Balor seemed weaker to me in the rematch than in the original match.
Dude,
and like that match, to me, yeah.
This match felt like a less emotionally backstabbing, yet still more pathetic version of Ospreay Ibushi.
Yeah.
Like, Balor looked like a child trying to wrestle a bear.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like he actually got a lot more offense in on the original match, and why I hate it, even just putting my hatred specifically for Karrion Kross aside, that's just horrible storytelling. I think traditionally you're always supposed to do better in the rematch because you learn more about your opponent. How did Balor get worse?
Dude,
like,
the thing is, if you really paid attention, it wasn't Balor that was worse, it was Kross that was fucking no-selling everything.
Yeah, I hated it, dude. Oh my god, I was when he got up after the tope, I was seething,
he just
bro.
Stood up and hit Balor with a fucking suplex on the table. Like, what? What was that?
Bro, legitimately, his reign cannot end quickly enough.
No,
and like
dude,
I said, yeah.
After tonight, I think 6 months might even be a low estimate for how much longer it's gonna last.
I think we're in for a 9-monther. If you wanted my honest opinion, no hyperbole, just me being honest, it's going to be 9+. In fact, not to cut you off, bro, I'm really sorry.
No,
but
I
wouldn't
be surprised if it was a year, but yeah.
But no, I was even going to say, dude, I wouldn't even be surprised if he just willingly gave up the title because he was being called up. I don't even know if they're going to have anybody beat him.
Yep.
And that pisses me off to no end, dude, even thinking about it, dude.
Yep.
Because it pissed me off with Asuka, and I love Asuka.
Yep.
But I'm like, you do the job, you give somebody that rub. I wouldn't be surprised if Kross just handed the title over because it's like, oh, well, I've got a WWE title shot lined up, so peace. I hate it. I hate it. Oh, my God. But please, sir, continue. I apologize. Do you have anything else you want to add?
I mean, we pretty much just covered my sentiment. It's literally just like, what the fuck was NXT? Like, you really prioritized making Kross into an unstoppable monster. And here's the thing, too, is like, it almost raises the question of, like, who can beat Kross, right? Like, Balor beat fucking everyone on the roster for a year. And then they bring Kross in and have him almost squash Balor in this match. Like, he didn't literally squash him. I don't want to be hyperbolic, but, like, there were moments where it felt like Balor was only getting offense because Kross was letting him get offense.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, they bitched Balor out so bad. This, honestly, and I know you said it kind of, like, jokingly, kind of eye-rolly, but, like, at this point, I do hope Balor goes to Raw or SmackDown, because after this, like, you killed him. You killed him.
Shit,
like,
after the credibility hit like this, he might as well get called up, quote-unquote, to 205 Live.
Dude, I thought you were going to go all the way and be like, you might as well get called up to main event. Poor Balor, though, because, like, the dude personally has been fucking fire this NXT run. Like, I would go on a limb and say I enjoyed this run for Balor a lot more than his first because he really had his swagger up. And then Karrion Kross happened. Holy fuck, dude, this was bad. This was so bad.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this really genuinely gave me flashbacks to Ospreay Ibushi, which we both fucking hated, and I think it might have even made one of our, if not both of our, worst match of the year lists. And even if it didn't win that for either one of us, I think it's at least going to be an honorable mention for both of us because of just how one-sided and sad it was. And now this match comes out with nowhere near the actual emotional story that went into that match. But yet, like, it feels like they're still trying to tell the same story, which is that Kross is just this unstoppable monster who's at the top of his game right now. But the problem with this is, like, Ibushi didn't run through most of the roster before dropping the title. He had, like, a 3-month run, and then he dropped it to Ospreay. And that means that there are still a whole hell of a lot of guys on that roster that never got a shot at Ibushi while he had it that could get a shot at Ospreay and still look credible. But how many dudes did Balor have to beat before just sacrificing all that credibility to Kross? And now Cross looks like, who the fuck's going to beat him? Like Walter? Are they going to have Walter become an NXT champion? He doesn't even want to live in the U.S. Like, it's sure as hell not going to be any of the three guys that they announced for next week's triple threat. O'Reilly, Dunn, and Gargano. Are you fucking kidding me? That's a filler feud in its truest fucking form. Like, I love Kyle O'Reilly, especially with the new music and stuff. But, like, he's clearly the best option out of those three. And yet, after this match, dude lost to Balor twice. What the fuck makes you think he's going to beat... Guys just destroyed Balor. Are you kidding me?
I feel the worst for Balor here because literally like 5 hours ago before NXT and obviously before our review, I tweeted, just going to say that Balor has been so phenomenal in this NXT run that I would not mind him being called up in time for Money in the Bank, winning it, and having a program with Roman this summer, whom Finn beat in his initial main roster debut, for continuity's sake in the story. Now, I still think that could be a brilliant story, but if I'm Roman Reigns, I'm not sweating Finn Balor after what I just watched. Because Paul Heyman even alluded to, this match is of great interest to the Tribal Chief. Yeah, you know what he thought after watching it, Paul? He laughed his fucking ass off, and he's like, I thought we had to worry about Finn Balor, but I realized I'm a different Roman Reigns, and he's apparently a worse Finn Balor, because he just got bitched out. I hate what they did to Balor's credibility here. He was such a badass fucking ice-cold killer when it came time for, like, the big matches, and Cross made him look like he was nothing, which retroactively, and I think you already just said something like this, but I'm going to just double down, it retroactively kind of buries the locker room, like you just said, because he beat everybody. So if Cross did that,
even Kyle O'Reilly, literally, Kyle O'Reilly just came off of 2 consecutive losses to Balor for the title, and he thinks he's going to be Cross for it?
No way. No way. That dude's giving up the title willingly when he gets called up. Yeah. Nobody's beating him for it. I've resigned myself to it. Nobody's beating him for it. And it sucks because, again, it's not even just the idea that it's Cross and that's bad enough. But I always believe, like, you lose a title properly, you give that person the rub. Ain't nobody getting the fucking rub here. Nobody. And that is honestly the new spin that I can give on the Karrion Kross hate, is that at first I thought, well, whoever beats him and gives him that first loss, it's going to be a huge fucking deal. And it happened in NXT. His first loss will be on the main roster. I don't even know against who, so I'm not even going to speculate. But,
God, if Cena was still around, it'd be him.
I mean, but then again, though, dude, Cena in his later years has been putting a lot of guys over, so even then, I kind of doubt it, honestly. Because I think WWE is going to want to put a rocket on this guy. Strap a rocket on him, take him, sorry, Cameron, but take him to the moon. And it's just going to suck. I think what makes me so angry isn't just that the match happened, but it's everything that the match represented. Not just in the present, but in the foreseeable future. Yeah. I'm not excited about it at all. Do you have anything you want to add?
It's like every time Cross no-sold Balor's offense, it added 3 months to his title reign.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus Christ.
All right, but yeah, those were my 3 big things. Pete Dunne bores the shit out of me. Fuck LA Knight and fuck Karrion Kross extra.
All right. Well, now let us get into our NXT review. We get a little rundown of everything that's going to happen on the show. And then we open with Shotzi and Ember versus Dakota and Raquel. And yeah, I really didn't care for this. It ended, I guess, ref stoppage or no contest because Raquel just destroyed Shotzi while Dakota made Ember watch. And I know we just got out of heat of the night, and I really should have been more on my game thinking about things that I hated, but, like, what are you doing with Dakota and Raquel? Because literally just last week, you sent out, like, an NXT exclusive that Dakota was mad that Raquel gave respect to Mercedes, and now they look like they've never been on the same page more, as she just ruined a woman in Shotzi kayfabe-wise and might have taken her out, while Dakota made Ember, kind of her best friend right now in this team, watch it all happen. Yeah. So much for that tension. I mean, I guess in a way I don't mind because I think one of the best things
match thinking like this is where Raquel's going to turn on Dakota and just nothing.
Exactly. That they've never looked stronger to me. Like if this was if I was plopped in the middle of this, they did lose. Okay, so I missed that because I was kind of in and out, like making food and shit.
Did Dakota get pinned or something? Ember pinned Dakota.
Oh, wow, okay.
Which is even more upsetting because Dakota ate the pin and there was still no breakup, like no turn. Raquel just decided to take it out on Ember and Shotzi.
Yeah, that's even more bewildering. Thank you, first of all, for giving me clarity and context because I did not know that because, again, I was kind of in and out. But, yeah, because all I saw was Raquel destroying Shotzi. And then I'm like, okay, well, Raquel just lost control then or whatever. And that's that. But no. No, that's what happened. In a way, that kind of makes it even worse, honestly, because it's like, wow, Dakota eats the pin again, and you don't even get any narrative forward momentum out of it. But whatever. Then we get Ciampa and Thatcher promo.
Holy shit, Ciampa is perpetually just in a bitchy mood.
Like, dude, honestly, it's so funny because, like, everything you said about Dunn, I personally would copy and paste with Ciampa. Because I'm at the point with Ciampa where I just do not give a fuck about him at all.
The thing about Ciampa is I'm not actively bored by him. I just don't want to hear what he has to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think for me, like, man, his golden era is just over, bro. Like him being the top heel in the wrestling world, all that stuff, that shit's over. He really is just another guy to me.
I don't think he's even trying to be a heel anymore. I think he just is a piece of shit.
No, and I agree. But it's more me making the point where, like, everything that clicked for this dude, for him to be, like, an attraction, entertaining, to me, like, even the promo, because, like, I used to love his promos.
Yep.
Now I cringe, because I'm like, literally, I'm just screaming internally, okay, boomer, like, get the fuck out of the frame, like, and I hate to say it, it's starting to wear off on Thatcher too, and I don't think it's his fault. I just think, like,
dude,
God.
I know. I literally in the Discord, I was like, Ciampa. What did I say exactly? Let me find my my exact message. I said something about Ciampa being perpetually bitchy or something like that. Ciampa stays a moody bitch. And then he left, and Timothy Thatcher just gets up and he grabs the chair and throws it up against the wall. And then I added, and now he's influencing Timmy.
I just got to press pause and just clarify to Paul. Paul, of course she's always lost. Like, we're well aware. We've documented that many times on the podcast. My problem is that she lost in this particular context when they've been teasing tension between her and Raquel, and there was no narrative momentum to be squeezed out.
Dude, we're not angry that she lost. We expected her to lose. Or to lose. We are angry that Raquel didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, you want to give me lip about how I should treat opponents that I beat. Because I win, and yet you can't keep your shoulder off the mat for 3 seconds. Like, okay. So, yeah, it's more about, talking to Tavares. Okay, I just want to make sure that we were clear, Paul. Because I'm like, no, we done new, man. Unfortunately, because Dakota is a great talent. But, yeah, with Ciampa and Thatcher, it's like, fuck me, man. Especially with Bronson Reed as North American champion. Like, I don't expect Thatcher to beat Bronson, but him being in a program with Bronson, to me, would be a step up from this tag team. Guys, I need to apologize to you all. I was dead wrong. I was 1,000% wrong, because I remember, and I'll hold myself accountable, that I came on here and I'm like, maybe the tag team will be good for Thatcher, because Ciampa's a former NXT champion and one of the more notable ones, and it could really be a great rub for him. I was so wrong, and I am so sorry, because this is so fucking boring. Holy shit. And you know what, though? I will say, them mean mugging into the camera, this is yet another gimmick where I'm like, I wish it was the 80s for these guys, because they'd probably be making a good bit of money. But to me, in 2021, it's just fucking cringe.
Yep.
So, that was that.
Speaking of cringe.
I know, dude. Weren't you so hyped, though, about this Bobby Fish, Pete Dunn video package? How personal.
I wasn't as hyped for that as I was for the fucking fish skeleton on Bobby Fish's Titantron. Dude, I was so fucking ready. And so, we get Bobby Fish versus Pete Dunn, and, God, you know, I love you, man. It's a battle of the guys who needed funky nicknames to make themselves more interesting. Peter Dune and Robert Pisces.
Exactly. Yeah, like I was just saying, like, I love you, man. I do, but I can't keep up the bit any longer. This is boring as shit.
This was the first time all night that I checked out. I really did not give a single fuck about this.
Dude, I gotta be honest, I was checking out throughout the show, and this probably was where I checked out the hardest. I'm like, so what's going on in my email? What's going on in my socials? What's up, everybody?
I whipped out Brawlhalla at one point. I was playing with these people.
Yeah, like, dude, this sucks so bad. God damn. You know, guys, I want to be more upbeat for you because I love you guys. I really do. But, like, goddamn, I can't lie. I hated this. Dunn getting the win, like, I don't give a fuck because it's Robert Pisces, but way to shit all over the dude's comeback story.
Dude, how I literally laughed at that when it happened. I was like, oh, wow, I guess Bobby's not getting that revenge he wanted.
And you know what? Just because I'm in that mood, and I'm sure I'll have regrets about it tomorrow morning, you know what I was proudest of in this whole thing? Kyle O'Reilly, because he stayed in the back when Bobby was getting fucking assaulted, and that arm was getting injured. Because, dude, no lie, when Oni started attacking Fish after the match, because Peter Dunn, for anybody that cares, and I have questions for you if you did, wins with bitter end, then Oni is like, well, yeah, now I'm going to get me some. And I actually like Oni. That's not fair. And he just starts assaulting Bobby Fish. And I'm like, oh, so is Kyle going to come out? Because, he's kind of in that weird spot. And he was just watching on the Tron. I mean, we don't know this, but I'm just assuming and being like, well, Bobby, I told you I got other stuff going on. Sucks for you. Just moving on. And yeah, you can see he's in that triple threat next week. You see what happens when you mind your business while other people that you once held close to you suffer? Good things happen. Thank you, NXT. This is the best life lesson you could have taught us. So yeah, Bobby Fish got fucking wrecked. Yeah. And Pete Dunne shrugged because that's all he's been doing for seemingly 20 years, even though he's like, 27? So yeah, there you go.
Every time you say Pete Dunne's age, it surprises me that he's that old. I feel like he should be like 24.
Yeah, let me just check, because God knows I've been wrong enough. I feel like
lately. He debuted at the first ever NXT UK tournament or WWE UK tournament, or whatever the hell it was, and he was only like 21 years old, and I feel like that was like 3 years ago. You know what I mean?
Bro, I actually got it exactly right. Pete Dunne's 27 years old. Go me.
I'm telling you that, like, if I would have looked it up, I would have been like, oh my God, he's that old? Because I just resigned myself to believing you when you say that he's a certain age. It just blows my mind, because I feel like he was 21 years old 3 years ago. Because when he debuted in that NXT UK tournament or whatever the hell it was, he was 21 years old. When was that? Was that at the beginning of 2016 or something?
It might have been. It might have been.
Like, I feel like that literally just happened 3 years ago. It's crazy.
Oh, man, dude. His charisma vacuum combined with pandemic time just leaves us all fucked. It's okay. So, yeah, he shrugged about it, because what else is he going to do? Then we get a Reed Gargano recap. Cool, I guess. Then we get Mercedes saying, it starts again. Day one, back to the title. I learned from my loss to Raquel, and now I'm going back for it. And then we saw Boa, doing some peeping and creeping. And then after that, we get a Hit Row vignette. My man, I know we both love Hit Row. Let's get some positivity up in here. How'd you feel about this vignette here?
I mean, I admittedly didn't hear every single word that they said, but I obviously love the vibes. I know that that Swerve is keeping his eye on the world title, on the North American title, and I think he mentioned Cross too, and he mentioned Cheetah. And then I know Top Dollar mentioned the tag titles as well. So like I'm loving that they have all these aspirations and all these ambitions.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Foster already with comment of the night so far. I do appreciate Oni bullying people from 1920. Abso-fucking-lutely, Foster. Hell yes. But yeah, I loved Hit Row's vignette here. Swerve did mention Karrion Kross, which God, if we didn't know what we know about Kross, I'd be more excited about that. But I'm like, ooh, well, talk to Keith Lee about how well that went. And I can't believe I'm saying this about the world fucking title, which I mark the fuck out for Swerve holding. But I kind of don't want him in the ring with Karrion Kross.
After tonight, hell no.
Yeah. Yeah.
After tonight, I've never wanted one of my favorite wrestlers to avoid a world title at all costs more than I do now.
Yeah, it's really sad. I low-key feel dead inside. I'll be okay, though. I'm sure. It's fine. So, yeah, after that, we get Mercedes versus Zeta Ramire. Good back-and-forth match. Nothing really to write home about. Mercedes wins with the air raid crash. And then we get, Mercedes gets marked. Now, again, from a production standpoint and everything, this was cool. I just wish that, because I'm assuming it's going to be Zaya taking on Mercedes. I just wish from an in-ring standpoint it was more compelling. I'm guessing you feel the same way I do.
I mean, dude, I actually got a little bit, excited for this. Just because there's a part of me that feels like maybe this could be the debut of Tian Sha. Because we've seen Xia Li in the ring, and if she steps in that ring with Mercedes, she's going to get her little ass whooped. Tian Sha, on the other hand, might actually give her a run for her money.
Bro, that might be what actually happens, though. It might start with Xia, she gets her ass beat, and then, yeah, she gets fucking Tian Sha.
Then Tian Sha goes full Thanos and is just like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Exactly. Oh, man. So after that, what do we get next? Oh, yeah, the Teddy DiBiase arrives. Robert Stone gets 5 seconds of camera time, which is more than what fucking Malcolm Bivens has gotten with Tyler Rust. Where the fuck are those two?
I mean, first of all, yes, but also second of all, Robert Stone showed more charisma in those 5 seconds than Pete Dunne and Robert Fish have showed combined in their careers collectively.
Yeah, I just ran the test. No lies detected.
Thank you.
So DiBiase just gives Stone some money. I'm sure after Mercedes jacked him, he was grateful for the fucking windfall. Then we get the $1 million face-off. Going to skip that again. I do want to reiterate that Cameron Grimes being a babyface, I'm personally hyped about it. We'll see where it goes. I don't fucking know anymore. And honestly, guys...
You know how you can tell that a babyface is really fucking effective?
How?
When they do shit like what Grimes did tonight with that nickel and dime chant. If you can get the crowd just eating out of the palm of your hands to the point that something as simple as a one-liner gets chanted back, that's how you know you're fucking over.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, they can take him to the world title and have it be believable. The only question is, will they choose to? And
yeah, that is the question, is if they're willing to.
And I don't think they are. And, like, fuck NXT for beating the optimism out of me. I'm telling you guys, the wrestling that makes me feel most at peace and most like, yeah, I'm fucking watching wrestling is Stardom. I don't know what's happening to pro wrestling everywhere else, but, like, we're on different wavelengths right now. But did we get this next? No, we got an Indy Hartwell segment. This was more my speed. I did enjoy this. Indy's looking for Dexter, ignoring the interview. Doesn't even care that she's one half of the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. She's like, yeah, we won it. We deserve it. Then we get Ever Rise. And Dollar Store. Yeah, funny again, but Dollar Store Matt Jackson, man, he's really itching to fight women. That's like the second woman he said, you want to take a swing at me? Because, like, he did it with fucking Raquel, and now he just did it with Indy. So, yeah.
Oh, my God. He actually just said, you want to take a swing at me?
Yeah, like, again, just like Raquel, same energy. And, like,
oh my God.
I liked it, but I'm like, dude, what is your malfunction right now? And then Drake Maverick, who, I don't know, dude, maybe I really am screwed up and I'm projecting, because I thought he was going to screw with Indy here. Because he's like, oh, come on, guys, like, she suffered enough. And then he's like, oh, Dexter was last seen in that room there. But if you notice, there were, like, no lights on. So I thought Indy was going to go in and somebody was going to close the door behind her and some shit. I don't know. My brain was racing, I guess. But I thought Maverick was going to, like, screw around with her or whatever.
You got fucking traumatized in high school. Holy shit.
Bro, I got fucking traumatized in, like, the first 17 years of my life.
Jesus.
So I do apologize for projecting my very clearly woefully inaccurate predictions here. But what Indy actually does get, I found far more interesting and compelling. Actually, you know what? Before I even go with my full thoughts, I'm really curious, most of all, what you thought about this segment. I think more than anything else on the show.
Oh, this was so tragic. She walks into a dark room, and then when all the lights get turned on, it's just pictures of Dexter Lumis having his heart broken.
Yeah, like, and they were all over the wall.
And
like,
one of them was even specific enough to specifically portray the moment when she called him a loser while she was at that day spa and he was standing over her.
Yeah, dude. Like, and this is where, you know, to be fair, because I've come down hard on NXT lately. I know you and I have been kind of mad with the product. I really like this. This was different. And I think this is perfect for the Dexter Lumis character. Because I think with anybody else, I mean, I'm going to be honest, they didn't focus in on one of the pictures, and you're just seeing all these pictures. Serial killer vibes, right? I mean, this is something you see out of a movie where it's like they deal in riddles or puzzles with their victims, and you've got like 24 hours to solve it or some shit.
Yeah,
but no,
that ransom notes made of newspaper clippings.
See, you get it. See, you understand. But with this, because they focused on the one, it's like, oh wow, that's actually really kind of a dark way to like portray that Dexter was hurt by what Indy said, and he's not just going to be a doormat. He's not going to just be like, oh, I understand, Indy, it was all Candace, because she's fucking grown-ass. Like, you know, you can think for yourself, you can make your own decisions, so now it's on Indy to make this right, and I'm... Javaris says... to act. Javaris got no chill. Johnny and Candace bitch cakes ruin everything. God damn, Javaris.
I was going to say, now it's up to Indy to act like a grown-ass.
Exactly. She's got to fix it. And that, to me, is really compelling, rather than just Indy being like, well, fine, or whatever. It's like, no, she recognizes what she did because Dexter told her. Like, the emotional awareness in this couple. And I know Beth Phoenix, who, again, I can't believe how much she's grown on me. I know it's tearing her apart that Index they're going through a rough patch. But we'll have to see. I can't believe that, and I would say unironically, this is one of the best storylines that NXT's got going, because I do look forward to updates on this. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I'm still vibing with it. But then, Ashton, you're a man of culture and taste, so I've got to ask you.
That's a lot of credit I don't deserve, so thank you.
Did this world premiere of Frankie Monet, did it change your life?
I won't go as far as to say it changed my life, because we already knew how damn good she was, but it really just reaffirmed my belief that she's our next NXT Women's Champion.
And doesn't, like, so proud, right? Our NXT Women's Champion. Like,
yes.
God damn, dude. I gotta give credit to WWE Music, too, because I like her theme. Dude, they dropped it minutes after she debuted. That is the fastest drop I've ever seen WWE Music do. And I love that they got, like, a female rapper dropping those bars, and, like, oh, my God. The entrance gear, the ring gear.
Yep.
Guys,
on point, man. I even said in the Discord, Frankie Monet is about 15 pounds of trimmed fat away from being the next Vince McMahon pet project, like Bliss, like Charlotte, like that level of push. If she trims some fat, gets rid of some of that belly fat, Vince is going to be in fucking love with her. He's not even going to push. He might push Johnny just so he can push Frankie.
Yeah, dude, and speaking of Johnny, guys, if you want to see couples goals, Johnny live tweeted his reactions to the entirety of NXT, but he was most excited about Frankie's debut.
That's
like he was like,
cool.
Yeah, like, I love them. I love them so much, and like, I'm not gonna be one of the...
He's still alive. He didn't get ate by those zombies.
Dude, right? And like, God, you know that Johnny fandom, that crazed Johnny fandom inside of me, it lives. Because when he was devoured by those zombies, I'm like, no, don't. So we got a Money in the Bank spot open. And, like, I am just loving everything going on with these two. Well, especially Frankie, because she's actually got upward momentum. But I'm hoping Johnny can start getting a singles push, because I love them. They're everything. And it was just so beautiful to see him support her that way. And now to talk about her, where the spotlight should be, because this was her match. The only nitpick I have about this, and it is the pickiest of nits, I hated that Cora Jade even got a bit of offense. I wanted Frankie to just dominate.
You know what, though, dude? I loved that Frankie reacted in such a way when Cora Jade hit that first forearm of, like, the absolute fucking audacity of this bitch to try and ruin my premiere. How dare she? And it took her so off guard that it actually allowed Cora to get a little more offense in. I honestly loved that. That was great.
Yeah. I can see your point there. But yeah, man, the aesthetic, the theme, her pose on the ropes after she won, like, she's just working the environment, and I wish more wrestlers knew how to do that. Like, she takes all of the scenery and she maximizes it. How do you feel about the Glam Slam being...
She's a larger-than-life character, man.
Yeah, for sure. How do you feel about the Glam Slam being her finish? Because I think she used it in Impact.
Apparently she's been using that since Impact. I was saying in the Discord, I miss Perra Por Favor, which is the Northern Lights into the double stomp.
Bro, I hope we see that shit on a takeover.
I mean, the thing is, I feel like even if we do see it, it'll be like a Panama Sunrise where it doesn't actually win the match, which will frustrate me.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll have to see how they use her going forward, but I really, again, I have to give NXT credit again. I feel like the way they've handled her just push-wise, they've had her interact with everybody, they've certainly protected the fuck out of her. Like, she is going to be believable. The sooner she gets in that ring with Raquel, the better, because I'm just going to be putting all my hope on her beating Raquel for the title.
Yep.
So, yeah, we will see how that goes. I know that Frankie apparently isn't everybody's cup of tea in the chat. That is totally fine. Everybody's allowed to their own opinions. But to me, I think she's a much welcomed addition to the women's division. So I am really, really psyched about this.
Like, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't place her from a talent level perspective above, like, Ember and Dakota. But she has more of a complete package. She has the look that Vince is going to fucking love, especially, if she gets those abs that Vince loves. And she has the personality, the charisma, the character. And if you just see her, you think, oh, God, it's another Dana Brooke. But then she's actually really fucking good in the ring, too.
Yeah, dude, like, that's the thing with Frankie. She's really good in the ring, because, again, like you said, that tier of wrestlers that may be, like, above her, like, I'd actually want to see her in the ring with Io just to see what, like, Io can bring out of her and what they can maybe bring out of each other. But, like, as far as a character and as far as personality, which is the other part of pro wrestling, which it's nice to see that slowly making more of a comeback. Because I'm sorry, look, I love technical wrestling. You know that. So I love in-ring shit. I love in-ring shit. But there is more to wrestling than that. And Frankie is such a great character that, like, yeah, she's got a lot of mileage. She's got a lot of mileage in NXT. I do think it's inevitable she wins the title. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with this debut.
Yeah.
You know, and Foster said he needed more time with Frankie. You know what I think is going to be decision time for you, Foster? I just had to make a personal prediction. I think when you see her with somebody of a higher caliber, like an EO, like an Ember, whatever, that may help tip the scale for you one way or the other. Because, you know, when she gets in a really competitive match, I think a lot of people are going to make the decisions about her at that point in time.
Yeah,
but as a character,
we've literally
I love
seen
it.
her wrestle Brian fucking Cage and survive to tell the story, so I think she's going to be...
Yeah, wear a fucking loca, baby. I love it. I love it. All right. GYV promo, James Drake, and this beautiful, audacious bolt. Fuck. God,
you called him
damn.
audacious.
Like, I'm not saying I would get weird with that scalp, but
yes,
you all know what I'm about, so I don't have to say it. This was fantastic, and testing the mic here. Seth Rollins, you're needed in aisle 3 to see what drip actually fucking looks like. Holy shit, those suits, man. God damn. Like, it's a vignette. Simmer down. And they're like, no, we are champions 24/7 even without the titles. I love this. It was just direct and to the point. They have laser fucking focus on MSK. And honestly, I already feel like MSK got pushed to the titles too soon for my taste. So if GYV does get a rematch, I'm rooting for them. I'm sorry. I like MSK. I'm a fan of MSK. I hope GYV win the titles. I think they're my favorite tag team going right now.
I personally thought GYV should have won the titles in the first place, but knowing that they didn't, I would not mind them winning them now, because, you know, sooner's better than never.
Oh, well, let me just reaffirm that your face is 100% correct. Like, they should have won the titles already. But, yeah, but let's hope that they do it the next time around. After this, I believe we got that Imperium segment that I missed that you clued me in on, because you're wonderful.
I also missed it. I had to get clued in on it by Foster in the Discord, so thank you to Foster for letting me know about it.
You're so beautiful, Foster. Thank you. But yeah, apparently this was just Walter exerting that big, well, literally big daddy Walter energy and scolding his children. Like, you know, get your fucking shit together. And
stop losing to Breezango.
It makes me look bad when we're associated in the same faction, and honestly, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, it almost even gives me vibes of, like, rather than stop losing to them, unlose to Breezango. Like, you need to go back in time and fix this.
Yeah. Like, build a time machine or GTFO.
Yes, that was the energy that came off to me.
After this, we get Bronson Reed celebrating his journey. It took me so long to win a title. I wonder why. Really excited about it. It's his era. I will say, to give Bronson credit and to show that I'm a fair man, he did have a cool line in this promo. He said, I had a tall mountain to climb, winning this championship, but anybody that comes at me for it, you have a colossal mountain to climb. So I like that he used his whole nickname and played it into the promo like that.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised that you were into that. I thought you would hate it.
No, I look, Pro Wrestling 101, if you've got a catchphrase or a nickname and you can work it in organically, and that didn't seem like eye roll to me. Like, yeah, mountains can be colossal, mountains can be, imposing, all that stuff. Like, yeah, makes sense. I'll give him points for that one. But then, oh my God, like, do Gibbs and Drake and Escobar, my headcanon says they all hang out and they go suit shopping together. Because Escobar comes out, and like, again, you know what I'm about. I don't have to say it. And I'm just hanging on every word that this guy's saying. And I even tweeted at Javaris, brother, oh my God, it's slowly happening. He's mixing it up with the heavyweights.
Yep.
Ashton, as the more calm and grounded Escobar fan between the two of us, how did you feel about this?
Very intrigued. I won't go as far as to say excited, because we've seen what Bronson Reed does against juniors, or against cruisers, I should say. And I don't want that to happen to Santos, but if he gets help from his boys in LDF, maybe he can overcome.
Yeah, maybe he can, friend. Maybe he can.
God, it shows you how warped my brain is that I see him as a babyface needing to overcome the heel champion.
Yeah, it's not your fault, though. But yeah, I mean, I don't know who's going to beat Bronson Reed. I'm still really hoping it's Swerve, or hell, maybe even Top Dollar. I don't know. I just want Hit Row really to get all the titles. I don't know. That's just me, I guess. Yeah, see, I'm in good company. They go to attack because Escobar. Oh, I will say my favorite line in this whole segment. What was it Escobar said exactly? He said I wasn't
born in this. I wasn't born to be in this wrestling business. This wrestling business belongs to me.
Yeah, dude, holy fucking shit. This dude doesn't miss. Like, oh god, I love him.
And he even used an Australian accent.
Well, I know that's your mood because I know you love playing with accents. It's like, oh my god, he knows, and like, so yeah, he's everybody. Him and Sami Zayn, the real people's champions. I'm telling you.
Yeah, pretty much. They're the best.
They go to drop Bronson Reed, which I was very excited about because I take pleasure in just the weirdest shit. And MSK ruins everybody's time by coming in.
Sir, I need to object. I feel like MSK was the fucking life being injected into this segment. Like, I love Santos. Don't get me wrong, I don't want you to get that twisted. But this was nothing but a talking segment, and then MSK show up, and suddenly I feel like life has been introduced to the show again.
And that's fair. Your objection is noted. I'm just saying that I would have loved Bronson to be laid out and Escobar to pose with that championship because that would have injected life directly into my veins.
I mean, you talk about MSK winning the titles too soon. Wouldn't that have been too much too soon?
I mean, well, because you got to figure though, dude, he's not winning it. He's just being a threat to the champion, and I feel like it's never too soon to do something like that. Him just
showing that much dominance over such a freshly crowned champion, I feel like is asking a lot.
I mean, that's also noted. I can be sympathetic to that. It's just, god damn it, MSK. Like, I'm rooting. You know, it's funny. I'm not. MSK are great in the ring, and it's nothing against them. I think it really is just like a John Taste thing. But I am rooting for LDF next week. Like, I like LDF more than them, and I like GYV over them. Now, if it was Imperium, I'd be rooting for MSK all day, because they're just objectively better. But I've really been loving LDF lately, and yeah, when GYV gets their shot, I'll be rooting for them as well. So, yeah, good luck, MSK. I mean, I don't think you'll need it next week, but that GYV rematch, I'm hoping you will, because I'm hoping they give you a run for your money. Let's see. I still don't think I like the NA belt itself. It's kind of weird looking. Unlike my face, oh my god. Okay, I got a compliment from Foster. My fucking night's made. So let's finish this show out. William Regal announces that triple threat for next week. Kyle O'Reilly, Johnny Gargano, and Pete Dunne. I think I even said last week. I know. It's, well, just no believable challengers because we have an unbelievable champion in the worst fucking way. But I think I even said last week, Johnny's going to take over in your house. I stand by that. I think Johnny's winning this.
I think O'Reilly's going to win it. He never got a shot.
So you think O'Reilly's winning the triple threat next week?
Yeah, because he never ended up getting that shot at Cross that he wanted.
Yeah, dude, honestly, I wonder if they're going to do a takeover before SummerSlam, because I could see Kyle getting his shot then, because wouldn't that be Brooklyn? Normally that's the Brooklyn slot, isn't it? Or whatever.
They're changing it so much, it's even hard to say, man.
But I guess you get what I mean. Even if it's not exactly Brooklyn, it's that same energy of, like, a bigger takeover.
The big August takeover, yeah.
I think they might be saving O'Reilly for that. I think Johnny's coming for it. Because, like, Cross still hasn't given him that receipt for laying him out with the belt shot, with the NA belt shot. Yeah. So, like, yeah. It's, we'll have to see what happens there. Then we got our main event, which we already talked about. So, yay, it's over. Let's get on to our next segment, high spots and low shots. Low shot begrudgingly to Finn Balor, because holy fuck, they made this champion so OP already that the former champion did worse in the rematch than the original match. How in the fuck? Sorry, Finn. Whatever you're doing in the future, you've been absolutely killing it, and I'm so sorry. All of your credibility, all of your aura, just everything got given to this. Who's your low shot?
I feel like I want to give a retroactive low shot to Kyle O'Reilly because he had to be pissing himself in the back watching the guy that he couldn't beat get his ass whooped.
Yeah, really. Holy fuck.
My actual low shot, I kind of want to, no, because she's fine. My actual low shot. It goes to Bobby Fish because he wanted revenge and he had this fiery babyface attitude and then he just got beat.
Oh man, sucks to suck.
Oh, man, and Bobby Fish knows that feeling well.
Yeah, yes. Facts, friend.
Intimately, one might even say.
Foster gave us his high spot. Oh my God, Foster, you need to stop playing with my heart right now, because I need to be super serial for the rest of the show. High spot for me. You know what? I'm gonna give it to her. Frankie Monet, baby. I'm loving it. Nice. I'm loving it. She put a smile on my face. One of the few things on the show to make me like wide smile. I love you, Frankie. I'm not going to say we because I don't want to encompass the chat because I know they have their disagreements, but I love you, Frankie. I know my co-owner commentary does as well. Can't wait to call you
the collective we, as in the TWitWoW actual, hosts.
Exactly. We can't wait for you to be our NXT Women's Champion. You're fucking awesome. Yes. So, who's your high spot, bud?
My high spot is going to go to Santos Escobar, because he is moving on up, and even though he didn't necessarily stand tall tonight, the fact that he is going to higher ground, moving up to the heavyweight division, going after the North American title, gets me very excited about his prospects.
Yes, absolutely.
Is there anyone that hasn't been mentioned that has a high spot worthy night?
I don't think
Frankie was the very easy number one answer. We were playing Family Feud, who was the high spot of NXT 20, this show. Frankie would have gotten 81% of the votes. Yeah.
I completely agree with you. She was awesome tonight. So yeah, I guess that's that. Do you have anything else you want to say about NXT tonight?
I don't.
All right. Well, with that said, guys, this has been NXT. This has been TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John. That's my co-owner commentary, Ashton. Guys, be sure to like the video as you file out. The more likes you leave, the more likely we are to be the top search result for NXT reviews on YouTube. And when you're the best at what you do, the top is the only place that you belong. So please leave that like. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon for notifications so you never get miss any of that TWitWoW goodness. Check out everything we're involved in the description box, including the TWitWoW Patreon. You can check out our price points and our offerings at the link below. Two offerings that I want to mention. $1 for additional Q&A questions, because as it stands, non-Patreon owners get 3 Q&A questions, but if you donate $1, you get 2 extra Q&A questions for a total of 5. Q&A is this Thursday, May 27th at 7 p.m., so you've got less than 48 hours to get your questions in. Come on, guys. If you haven't gotten them in yet, please do so. So you can submit them on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Discord. Speaking of the Discord, that is a $3 value. And, of course, if you donate that, you get the Q&A questions come with it. So you can get the Q&A questions. You have Discord where you can submit your Q&A questions in. Seems like a steal to me. And the Discord's a great community. We do Among Us Mondays. It was a pretty rousing couple games last night. And so, yeah, do consider donating $3, joining the TWitWoW Discord. Follow us both on Twitter at Ashton_TWitWoW and John_TWitWoW, respectively. My pinned tweet is a hub for Q&A questions. So, if you're thinking, where do I submit Q&A questions? Again, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Discord. And when it comes to Twitter, my pinned tweet is the easiest place to go. Ashton's pinned tweet is the TWitWoW schedule. So just to walk you guys through the rest of this week. It seems like the May 23rd show for Stardom, we have it for 5 tomorrow, but Ashton did put in parentheses, audible to Friday if not up, and that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. So you can expect that Friday at 5, which means Wednesday's an open day. We are off. We can all just chill and relax. Thursday is Q&A, and again, that is 7, so get your questions in. Then Friday, again, I'm fully expecting a doubleheader. The Stardom May 23rd show, live reactions at 5, and then our SmackDown review at 10 as we are on the road to Hell in a Cell, and then it's an open weekend for all of us to enjoy. So, yeah, we will see you guys most likely Thursday for Q&A at 7, because, again, we don't expect the May 23rd show for Stardom to be fully up tomorrow. If it is, though, we will do it at 5. And, yeah, but most likely we'll see you Thursday at 7 for Q&A. Get those questions in. So thank you guys for tuning in, whether you loved NXT or you hated it. Always great to hear from you all. Thank you for giving us your viewership and your support. It is greatly appreciated. Keep being good to yourselves. Keep being good to each other. And until we see each other again, remember to tune in and peace out.